Backpackers, welcome back. In today's video, I want to show you what's perhaps a better way to pack your tent in your pack while you're out backpacking. I know it seems like a very simple, mundane thing. Take your tent, take your fly, take your stakes, take your poles, stuff it in here, and that's what I've done for years and years and years. But up until recently, or just recently, I found what I think is a better way to go about packing your tent in your bag. So that's what I want to show you today. Let's just go over what I have briefly here. This is a standard one-man tent. You probably have something similar. I have the tent body up here at the top. I have the rain fly down here at the bottom, which is the way it should be, because the rain fly is the first thing off your tent in the morning. Stuff it down in there, and it's the last thing you need in the evening to put on your tent body. So you want your tent body towards the top so you have easy access to it. Fly at the bottom. We got that. Of course, I have my stakes in here, and I have my poles. So the issue with this, the poles make this pretty cumbersome. There's only a few places you can put it. You can put it, strap it to the bottom of your pack. I see many people do that. You may be able to put it in vertically in the top. Of course, that takes up quite a bit of space, and I haven't been a big fan of that. So traditionally, what I've always done with my tent is strapped it on right here, and I think we're all very familiar with that. It's a very common thing to see. It's honestly kind of a classic backpacking look to see somebody's tent right there, at the base of the pack strapped on. And I have recently run into an issue with that, or have noticed an issue with that. Recently, I was up in West Virginia in Dolly Sods. I was backpacking with my buddy Evan, and I used to take my ground pad and stuff it in here in the top, and then take the whole system, take the whole pack, strap it on right there, and that worked perfectly up until you're going through, kind of a thick, brushy area. I actually had a tree branch come in here, grab this opening, open it up, and then snatch my ground pad from me. I don't really care. My point is, I don't really care to keep this on the outside anymore. Plus, it gets kind of torn up. I don't want sticks puncturing my bag, puncturing my rain fly, puncturing the body of my tent on accident. And so I've looked for a better way to pack my tent, and this is what I came up with. I thought you might like this as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reach in here, and I'm gonna remove the thing that makes this so cumbersome, which is those poles. So now all we have here is cloth, and of course we have some stakes in there as well. But what you can do with this that you couldn't do before is compress it down. And so no longer do you have to stick it up vertically and take up all that space. You can actually, and I'll show you, take it and stuff it down there vertically in the bottom of your pack. Up next to that, I typically put my sleeping pad, and then on top of that, I'll just kind of start layering things as I need them. I'll do that, and then what I'll do with my poles, whoops, uh-oh, I'll have to fix that later. So what I'll do with my poles, I know I just said that it's not staying up there anymore. I know that I said I don't like putting my tent out here exposed anymore, and that's true. I don't like putting my tent out there. But what's a little bit more rigid and can take a stick is my tent poles. And so a lot of times I'll have my tent poles strapped here, or maybe in your setup, since it's not so cumbersome, you can slip the tent poles down here in the side, maybe even in a pouch out here. My point is, I think it's beneficial to separate the tent body, the fly, the stakes, separate those out from your tent poles. I think you can pack easier. I think it gives you more options as opposed to having just this very cumbersome, what is that, 2 foot, 2 foot tall cylinder that you have to try to pack somewhere. So I started doing that recently. It was a really big game changer for me. And it was one of those things that I never really had to think about it until I had to think about it. I mean, for 15 plus years, I just thought it all belongs with the tent. It goes in the tent bag, and then I'll just find a place to put it. So hope that helps. Think outside the box a little bit. It might prevent you from having to, find a smaller tent or upgrade a sleeping pad or upgrade to a larger backpack is what I meant to say. And when I went from a full standard size backpack down to just this day pack, trying to overnight this day pack, it was something I had to do out of necessity. So cool little trick. Thought it might help you guys. If you have any tips or tricks of your own for how to pack a very cumbersome item such as a tent, please let me know. Always open to good suggestions. Love sharing them. Love sharing with you guys. And that's all for this one. So God bless, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.